I'm called Professor X, the Overseer. In the early 1900s, a brother set out on voyage. His mission, black nationalism. His oath, freedom or death. In the 60s, brothers like Stokely Carmichael, H. Rap Brown. The mission, black nationalism. The oath, freedom or death. In the 90s, the mission, black nationalism. The messengers, X-Clan. The movement, Black Watch. The oath, freedom or death. By the way,
Vanglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green at the crossroad with the key, sissy.
It's your boy Big Truck. Yo, I want to thank each and every individual for tuning in, waiting a little bit for individuals to tap in so we can get this thing going. We can get this conversation going. A lot of things to discuss. Calling all kings to the table. Queens too. Calling all queens and kings to the table. Whenever you can, come to the table. Let's get this conversation started. I got the chat line open. So for those that want to leave a comment, tap in, and we're going to get this thing going. I'm not even going to wait. So, a lot of things been happening in the news today, and we're going to listen. My man Hassan Campbell got some things to say. I got a history lesson that I would like to share. And we're going to get down to the bottom of it, but I will say this. Something ain't right. This brother, this new Black Panther brother, just came out of nowhere. This is where I need people to really pay attention. Pay attention. So, y'all know what happens when you come into my locker room when you step on my field. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and let's get this work. Let's go.
Shall we begin? Listen, I need for y'all to think, analyze, and pay attention. Some of us come from the block, right? And some of us was out there hustling. And when you're on the block hustling, you got to be able to understand and know that some of these customers that you serving are undercovers. They're deep cover. Like the movie, you know how the cops go deep covers so they can bust you? Well, I'm telling y'all, something just ain't right. Y'all got a peep game, right? There is two characters emerging right now. And it's crazy. I'm going to say it again.
My man just told you something ain't right. Because I'm telling you, this man came out of nowhere. Paul Birdsong came out of nowhere. I mean, you FBAs is having a fucking hissy fit right now. But yet, the FBAs are exposing their own hand. You feel what I'm talking about? Something's about to jump off real soon. You've been warned. I'm going to let him talk a little bit because I'm going to be going back and forth. So it may mess with your mind a little bit, but at the same time, I'm opening up your mind. I'm sharing something that should have been shared with y'all. It's called history.
Because earlier today, I got into a crazy argument over this topic. And I'm like, ain't nobody paying attention to this. I was wrong. Gotta admit to when you was wrong. I was wrong. Because now that it's got my attention, because I'm going to be real, right? When I seen this Black Panther, this activist, this character, this personality, this persona, he's coming up fast. I was seeing him, but you know how you just shun something, you won't look at it until it was put in my face? So after I had the argument about this dude,
he came out of nowhere. Like, where the hell he come from? Brother came out of nowhere. Now, we're going to put all cards on the table. We rule out nothing here in the King's Table podcast, right? We rule out nothing. We put out all possibilities. He may be a paid agent. We already know Tariq Nasheed is a paid agent. Are the FBA's paid agents? I'm just saying.
it's just started coming through my timeline. So now I gotta pay attention because I just went through, I got a headache arguing over this. Like my audience don't care about these people. All right, cool. I want y'all to notice something. There's two personalities that's emerging at the same time. I don't know if somebody else said this before. I don't know if they see it, but I'm seeing it right now. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing him.
All power to the people. Chairman Paul Burton from the Black Panther Party. Important for active community defense duty. Listen, I want you to pay attention to the propaganda. So that video going around.
First off, I want to pay attention to his lineup on his beard. My man need a proper lineup. I just want to highlight that. Let's continue.
About me saying, hey, if an ICE agent run up on me, you know, that ain't what happened. If you look at the video, you see I'm talking and then he cuts to another scene, you know, instead of showing me talking straight through because it was chopped and spliced. So what I said was, if an ICE agent run up on me, whatever force they use against me, I'm gonna use equal force to defend myself. Ain't nobody taking me nowhere or doing nothing to me. Then after that, I said, anybody runs up on me, anybody tries to do anything to me, I put a hole in the size of a window, safe light repair, safe light replace, because I ain't nobody's victim. Now, I meant everything that I said, but the way they put it together, it sounded like I'm just making a threat, you know what I'm saying, to ICE, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if the dude knew what he was doing necessarily, like he was purposely trying to make it seem like I said something like that, or if he was like, you know, he was just putting it together because he thought it sounded good, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that goes for anybody though. You know, anybody that means harm towards any black man, woman, or child, anybody that means harm towards me, I'ma shoot you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not specifically threatening anybody, but I will say about ICE, I was born here on this continent, and my dad and his dad and his dad and his dad and my mom and her mom and their mom and her mom. So my people from this continent, right? So if somebody run up on me trying to take me somewhere else, I am going to shoot them. The reason being, because I have the right to defend myself, and there's nobody who can legally deport me to somewhere else that I wasn't born in.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, back at the ranch, peep this out.
Observer of the two might have been surprised that it was Seal who looked up to Newton. Seal was the older one by more than 5 years, the Texas-born military veteran and skilled mechanic who had worked in factories that supplied sheet metal for the Gemini rockets. He was more physically imposing, standing several inches above Newton's slight 5'7" 130-pound frame. Seal was also the extrovert, the actor in campus plays and performer in Oakland's coffee houses, compared to Newton, who was shy and hated speaking in front of crowds. But Newton was the tougher fighter with lightning-quick hands and a fearless readiness to take on all comers. He was the deeper thinker, a self-taught reader who had introduced Seal to the French existential philosophers Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre, and helped Seal understand Frantz Fanon, the French African psychiatrist and author who saw armed rebellion as a path to psychological liberation.
One thing I can say about Bobby Seale, okay, and Huey Newton, they were skilled and talented in their own way. So they brought a lot to the table. They brought skills, talent, and they were nice with them hands. But I'm going to be going somewhere with this. So I'm going to really need y'all to pay attention. Let's continue.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a citizen of this continent, right? And my people were citizens of this continent before the colonizers came over here. So you're not going to ship me nowhere. So at that point, you would be trying to kidnap me, right? And I will kill anybody who tries to kidnap me. I don't care what you call yourself. So, you know, however you want to take it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell everybody out there, if somebody tries to kidnap you, shoot them. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you get legally arrested for something you did, I can't really say nothing. You know, if you went to a country, no matter what country you were in illegally, and they find out and they deport you, that's on you. But if somebody literally illegally tries to grab you and take you somewhere, that's kidnapping. You ain't gotta let nobody kidnap you. You better lay that. More power to the people.
Now it's weird to me because it's like a comic book where they creating the superhero and then they creating the villain. Like, I'm really paying attention and I'm watching. First of all, this dude is getting pushed.
Man, he's getting, I don't know if that's the right term to use. I mean, he's getting a lot of media play. Like, again, he came out of nowhere. It was like, brother went to sleep, woke up, went to sleep at 9, woke up at 5 a.m. to get dressed, to get my affairs in order, to go to the gym, to turn on YouTube, TikTok. Boom, there he is. But I just went to sleep. That's how quick D hopped on the scene. See, I always tell people, you have to look into things instead of looking at things. You see, the right has your attention, has you focused. You're not even worried about what's going on to the left. The left is what you need to be worried about, because what's being done in secret, what's being done behind closed doors is going to come to light. Now, I'm seeing on social media so many content creators doing their take. They're calling this man fake. They saying this and that. I mean, say what you want. But I look further into it. I mean, you know, I kind of hesitated at first to do a piece on this, to do a reaction on this. But my man Jerry, you know, sent me this and sent me both of Hassan Campbell's take on it. And I'm like, you know what? I like the way Hassan Campbell get down, and I like the way he broke it down. So why not do a reaction? And at the same time, add some history to it so we can just pepper it all up together and season it right. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share. Let's continue.
through the algorithm. This dude is getting pushed through the algorithm to the top of the algorithm, where most of us who are from the conscious, like that speaking conscious community or whatever you want to call it, or acting like we're woke, we're being suppressed. But this dude, who should be public enemy number one in some cases, and the hero in other cases, is at the top where they want you to see him.
But let me just also highlight this. Something's going to pop off. And when it does pop off, he's going to be made a hero. My question is this. To the FBAs, y'all doing all that internet jazz, all that internet talk, right? But this brother's on front line. This brother's out there. He's not just talking it, he's walking it how he talks it. And he's getting pushed. He's getting so much media play that when something jumps off and he goes out there to attack, assist, he's going to be made a hero. Watch what I tell you. Mark my words.
And all I can keep thinking about is what I've been telling y'all from day one, where J. Edgar Hoover said that black people will not have a Messiah unless they make him, which means anybody that they even feel like is in a position to be like the old Black Panthers is going to get done like the old Black Panthers. Or better yet, the new Black Panthers, Darren Sills, or what we would call, he was what? Black Lives Matter, the original Black Lives Matters. And he died a horrific death, found in a car, shot up and burnt up. They meant business. They meant what they said. But this costume, this.
Oh, y'all remember him? Black Panther, safeguard reply, safeguard replace. That dumb.
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's going.
But one thing I am saying is this. He's talking too loud. He's talking too loud. And that can come back and bite you in the backside. Let's run this back.
Newton was also the more visionary of the two, the one who kept raising the idea of creating a new organization that could appeal not just to privileged college students, but to the sort of struggling black folks the two had grown up with in the Oakland ghetto. The brothers on the street, Newton called them. However, with the correlating prospects both men shared, Huey and Seal hit the streets, organizing, and a revolutionary movement was born. It was pitched to black youth, especially ghetto youth, and they joined, and the organization grew. Young men and women would join and perhaps for the first time in their lives study, although not for a grade, but to learn about revolutionary ideas from.
And that's the thing there. They studied. Everyone studied. They studied culture. They studied history. They studied things that folks should be studying today don't even study in 2026. So even though they knew what they was getting themselves into, they was also educated. So when each one spoke, each one knew what he or she was talking about.
Struggles around the world, including China, Cuba, Algeria, South Africa, Vietnam, and beyond. The Black Panther Party, abbreviated as BPP, would grow from its base of Oakland and expand to Richmond and Los Angeles and Seattle, Washington. But events occurring roughly a year after its founding would
Let's highlight that. The Black Panther Party grew. Even in other countries, they were recognized. Let's continue.
catapult the organization, in effect hydroplaning it, nationwide exploding it, sending it into over 40 cities across America. The organization aimed to improve life in black communities, hence they took a stance against police brutality in urban neighborhoods by mostly white cops. Members of the group would go to arrests in progress and watch for abuse. Panthers ultimately clashed with police several times. The party's treasurer, Bobby Hutton, was eventually killed while still a teen.
Of course they did. Why? Because of the simple fact that when it came down to police brutality, when it came down to the way blacks were being treated, they had no voice. So when the Black Panther Party came in, they was that voice. They was out there frontlining. They was making sure the kids went to school safe. They made sure the blocks and the hoods were covered. And if one got arrested, they got bailed out.
What happened? They touched.
I did my homework, man. Boy is an agent. I don't give a f nobody say. He tried to infiltrate the Pyru.
Interview we did 2 weeks ago with a protester. He talked about protesters in Portland being taken in unmarked vehicles by agents. But during the interview, he talks about gangs in Lansing.
You come try to snatch one of us, the rest of us gonna blast your. You better do that while we not with each other. And then.
But also, let's highlight a lot of the people that were part of the Black Panthers, they were in gangs too. Okay, we're gonna remember. We can't act like that didn't happen. It did happen. I'm giving you something from the 1960s and 70s up until today with Hassan Campbell's take on it, and we reacting to it. All we doing is having an honest, open conversation about this whole thing. Because when you look at the destruction, when you look at the path and you look at the things that are going on today with this division between black men and black women, even with the hatred between black men and black men and black women and black women, even the hatred is spewing over to other races to get them to go against black men. Look how some Hispanic women behave, like a large number of black women do. We call it modern feminists, modern feminism. You look at a large number of white women following those trends, modern feminism. So therefore they start picking up and adapting the behaviors of the modern feminist black woman, the ghetto, the hood. Y'all know. So now all these behaviors have been adopted. You even have some Asian women adopting the ghetto black woman behavior. And when you really look at it, especially on TikTok, the censoring men, coming against men, especially black men, having all these standards, talking all this bebop, now you begin to understand a little bit of where this goes, where this came from, how we got here. Let's continue.
And you come to Sandhurst with the Pyrus and the gangster disciples is linked up at and try to snatch somebody over there. I dare you. Make sure you get this in Sandhurst. That's Sandhurst. Come over there and try to take somebody.
This guy is an agent, man. I called it and y'all motherfuckers mad at me. Yo, anything black, man, yo. Cause y'all has never been through nothing. And I'm happy I never been through nothing or seen nothing. But y'all don't know how to read the room. Y'all don't know how to read the room. This is clear as day. I said it before.
I give him credit. I give the brother credit. Gotta read the room. You gotta do your research. Because as quickly as this dude came out agent or not, I will say this. He's out there frontlining. FBA's where they at? Still internet barking. No history, no nothing. But I do want black men and black women to wake the fuck up and pay attention. Shit's being done right in front of your face, especially our women. Our women are falling for the fucking okie doke, left and right and left. And you wonder why a large number of black men are pulling out. A large number of black men are falling back. The only way to take down the black man is to what? Take down the black woman. How you gonna do that? Because a large number of black women are easily to be manipulated. There it is, right there. And we see it. If you look on TikTok, you see the videos. Instagram, you see the videos. I mean, duh. Because black is the most dominant race on the planet. I'm telling you. And then you got black families. Oh, hell no. But look at how many fall into the trap. Is it safe to say you sold your soul to the devil? Now the devil is coming to collect. And the devil will come to collect real soon. Sooner than you think.
Before any information came out, I knew something was off with this guy. He's an agent. They did the same thing to Fred Hampton and a lot of the other black leaders, man. This man he's a product of chaos. He's a product of chaos. More and more the truth gonna come out. He's an agent. This guy is an agent.
He's a comic book character. There we have it. I should name it. We got two comic book characters. This one right here, and then we got this one. Oh my God.
This guy, I've seen this guy on TikTok. Look at him. He got gas canisters and shit. What's up, officer?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I have better than I deserve.
Man, let me step out, man. Let me talk to you guys in person. What's up, man?
You doing all right?
I seen you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the soundtrack and everything. These guys, your officers coming over here harassing the hell out of me. This guy's saying he said because I got an accent. He has a.
You said everyone from other countries.
Yeah, have you seen the European accent, brother? It's worse than mine, dude. I know you guys can understand my English. I got an accent. I know that. I'm black too. Right? You got a Boston accent.
Oh,
which is crazy. Yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm here, Homeland Security in person. The big boss over here.
What's going on?
They're just harassing people based on skin color. Are we in Germany?
No, come on.
What do you guys want to do today? You guys want to take me in or something?
Oh, that depends. Are you an illegal alien?
Illegal alien, man. I'm planet. Yes, I might be from another planet.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
If that's the case, if you're from another planet, that counts too.
Well, if that counts, well, I'm an alien, guys. Let's do DNA tests and shit. You got.
People, pay attention. Pay attention what's being done right in front of your face. Let's go back and check out history.
Teenager during one of these conflicts in 1968. With unapologetic flair, the organization punctuated its message with dramatic appearances that left a lasting impact. For example, to protest a gun bill in 1967, members of the Panthers entered the California legislature armed. The action was a shocking one that made news across the country. The group believed that violence, or the threat of it, might be needed to bring about social change. Under Newton's leadership, the Black Panther Party founded over 60 community support programs, which were later renamed survival programs in 1971. These programs included free food banks, medical clinics, sickle cell anemia tests, prison busing.
Now, those that were a part of the Black Panther Party were skilled and talented. You had some that had medical experience, cooking experience, and so forth. So when you look at that and you look at the things that they were doing in the communities, whether it was feeding the poor, feeding households, having free lunches for children, buses, and so forth. These are the things that the Black Panther Party were doing. They were making noise in a positive way. And if you hurt anyone of theirs, they're going to come for you. Because back in them days, police brutality was very, very serious. Okay? But you look at the unity between black men and black women then. Now, at some point when feminism came in, that was not meant for black women, okay? That was meant for the white household and so forth. Black women came in, took that, adopted that, and twisted it and gave it different names. Women's Live, Women's Liberation. All these fancy, glamorous names. And you wonder why we have the terminology feminism, feminists. You see? They came in and used that. Once again, a large number of black women were used as pawns. The only way to get to a black man that you can destroy a black man is what? Black woman. Black households. Look at what you have today. Single parent households. You have mothers raising boys and wonder why they turn out so feminine as adults. Because there's no male present there. Let's continue.
For families of inmates, legal advice seminars, clothing banks, housing cooperatives, and their own ambulance service. The most famous of these programs was the Free Breakfast for Children program, which fed thousands of impoverished children daily during the early 1970s. Newton also co-founded the Black Panther newspaper service, which became one of America's most widely distributed African-American newspapers. The Black Panther Party brought room for development as offices began to open in Boston, in Baton Rouge, in Philadelphia, in Chicago, Harlem, the Bronx, Winston-Salem, Omaha, Baltimore, Detroit, Jersey City, Kansas City, San Diego, and more. Where there were black communities, there were black militants, most moved by the masterful oratory and martyrdom of Malcolm X. These young brothers and sisters, mostly teenagers, formed the bulk of Black Panther membership. All of these brothers and sisters, thousands across the nation, joined in some degree.
But look how they all joined. Look how they all came together. You see, this is what a large number of races don't want. This is what the other side doesn't want. Let me go there with it. The other side don't want this right here, what you see. Blacks unified, blacks together, blacks holding it down. Freedom or death. We shall not be moved.
Lab, we can run some blood tests to see what the hell I have. Mills, take a good one. I got my haircut done soon. I just didn't shave a little bit, yeah.
So I wondered, was it good?
Hey, I shaved too.
I mean, yours, you know.
Yours is prettier than mine.
You know what I'm saying?
You won't stand still.
Hey, go ahead, Mr. Mills. Mr. C20, cup on 20. And alcohol 5 over here. I go by A3. Nice to meet you. It's crazy though. You guys are doing a crazy job going everywhere. You literally.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes.
But the thing is, you just going off the wrong shit. Criminals, man, not the people working. This is an Uber waiting lot. We're literally working. You know, I've been here since criminals doing Uber.
Oh yeah.
That's not how it works, brother. Maybe criminals are doing ICE. How about that? You know what I'm saying? You guys shooting up people, man. Somebody just got shot for what? Why did you guys shoot that lady? Answer me that. There's an officer today that shot a lady in the head, dude.
Really?
For what?
I don't know why they do the head, man.
You got.
There was an off-duty ICE officer that unalived someone too. See, I work in a federal prison. And I'm going to tell you something. U.S. Marshal detainees, ICE detainees. Every time an ICE agent makes an arrest, they already know who they're going to get because they already have info. All they have to do is show their credentials. These ICE, these individuals claiming to be ICE do not show their credentials, do not identify themselves. There's no paperwork. They're wearing masks. I spoke to some ICE agents. I know a few. They don't need to wear no mask. And they don't need to get random people. They have a list. So they already know who they're going to get. I bet.
Got all these stuff. You could have just got her, man. She's not gonna like fly out of the country.
Like an alien.
Like an alien.
Yeah.
With a spaceship.
With a spaceship.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. What you guys want to do? I'm literally the biggest, the head of all of these guys is literally here, man. You look better on the screen than you do in person.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you look like
older now, don't I?
No, you actually look younger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, guys.
They got don't do no makeup and stuff. I'm being honest. Either way, I'm gonna grab some water in my car, man.
All right.
I'm thirsty just talking to you guys.
So check it. You got this dude running around trying to look like Negan from The Walking Dead. Am I lying? Put it in the comment section. He running around trying to look like Negan from The Walking Dead. Gas canisters on his chest. But peep game though, right? I got so many videos that I could upload, but I'm trying to keep this video short and we already at 10 minutes in. This dude is showing his face. They don't have the proper cameras on their chest to record, but these niggas is running around. This is supposed to be ICE, and they're actually running around filming themselves like content creators. The majority of them, they're hiding their face, but this is the face of ICE, and this is the face that they want to be known, and this is the face at the same time where they're developing his character and his characteristics. So they want his name to be known as if he's I don't know if they want him to be the new Hitler or what they want him to be.
But I will say this. You're going to find out who the hell he is. It's going to be revealed who he is and why he here and what's his target. Gonna find out real quick. Just like my man in them. New Black Panther. Gonna find out why he here. Who he is. I'm gonna put it out on the table. I'm gonna just put it out there. Could it possibly be that them two individuals know each other? Like I said, we're going to put out all possibilities out on the table and talk about it as adults.
Agree because of their admiration, respect, and for some, veneration of the Minister of Defense. Most too did not know him. They never met him. They only read of him and fell in love. Some with him, some with his amazing vision, a Black Panther Party. Because Newton was complex, so was his creation. It changed constantly as he changed and developed from a Malcolmite nationalist organization to a revolutionary nationalist to a revolutionary internationalist to socialist to Maoist to what Newton termed an intercommunalist. This was Newton's theoretical construct. The nations were but illusions, assemblies of flags. For in the presence of a global imperial power such as the US, nations were, at best, communities. He believes that the US economic power shattered sovereignties. For those who controlled foreign economies actually controlled those states while the rest was subterfuge. On most occasions, Newton would frequent pool halls, campuses, bars, and other locations deep in the black community where people gathered in order to organize and recruit for the Panthers.
And that's the thing that I admired about Huey Newton, brother Huey Newton. And tomorrow's his birthday, actually. Praise Yah. But he did not have a problem with speaking. He did not have a problem moving quietly and strategically. See, again, he studied. They all studied. When you study and you know what you are talking about, that goes a long ways. Now, when you engage in conversation with people from the other side, you can speak their language. Your intellect can match their frequency. Your level of communication and what you say and how you say what you say can match theirs. Let's continue.
While recruiting, Newton sought to educate those around him about the legality of self-defense. One of the reasons he argued why black people continued to be persecuted was their lack of knowledge of the social institutions that could be made to work in their favor.
Their lack of knowledge. That is the thing that destroys the black community, has been destroying the black community, to be honest with you. The lack of knowledge, the lack of understanding, overstanding. Then comes with discipline. Then comes with selfishness, being stubborn and hard-headed. All of those things rolled into one is killing a large number of black men and women, and has been for many, many years.
In Newton's autobiography, Revolutionary Suicide, he writes, "Before I took criminal evidence in school, I had no idea what my rights were." According to Bobby Seale, in 1967, he and Newton obtained copies of quotations from Chairman Mao Zedong from the Chinese bookstore in San Francisco to sell at University of California, Berkeley. With the proceeds, they purchased weapons to arm the Black Panther Party members for self-defense against police brutality. In his father, Newton had the rare example of a black man of his generation willing to stand up to whites in the South. Wiry and stern-looking with pale skin, piercing eyes, and a brush mustache, Walter taught his children that you can take a killing, but you can't take a beating. Huey grew up hearing accounts of his father's stubborn bravery. In one often told story, Walter publicly accused a white businessman of cheating him. When the angry merchant appeared at the family's house, Walter calmly walked out and sat on the running board of the man's car, knowing the glove compartment contained a gun. "If you hit me a lick, the other folks will have to hunt me down because you will be lying in the road dead," he warned the merchant. For Huey, his father's mystique was made all the more powerful by the shadowy circumstances of his birth to an unwed black woman and a white man in the brutal era after Reconstruction. "My father's father was a white rapist," Newton reported on the first page of his autobiography, later reflecting that Walter's mixed blood may have served as a shield in the South, making white men reluctant to attack someone who looked so much like them. Yet Newton also learned another lesson from his father, about how difficult it was for a black man with little education, no matter how honest or hard-working, to provide for his family. In Louisiana, Walter labored in a sugarcane mill, at a carbon plant, and as a railroad brakeman, stopping only on Sundays to preach at the local Baptist church. From his mother, Newton received light-hearted relief from the family's stresses and encouragement for the sensitive and creative side of his personality. Still barely out of her teens when her children were young, Amelia often seemed more like a playmate than a mother, leading them in laughter-filled games of jacks and hide-and-seek. Early on, she recognized an artistic bent in her youngest child and got him started on piano lessons that he continued for 7 years. But the Newton family had a tradition that older children looked after younger ones, and Newton was given to...
That right there. How come we don't have that today? Where's that at today? The strong family structure household. And you wonder why everything is in such a disarray as it is today. See, the other side didn't like that at all. And bless up to my brother I Am. Like I said, y'all coming into the chats, leave your comments, put a number 1 in the chat, like the video, share the video. I want this video to go viral. See, I'm giving you some history too. You see? Because we got to go back to the basics. We got to go back to where it all began. You see? The strong family nuclear. Wife was even strong. Wife had his back. How she was back then. Where do we see that in a large number of these black women? We don't. Not to say that they don't exist, because they do, but it's being overshadowed by negative black women behavior.
But you already know when it comes to the police, they're going to be the good guys, maybe. And then when it comes to this Black Panther fake activist, this dude is like, you can't even take him serious, because the reality of it is like the way he talking, you so back in the days and you trying to get dudes riled up outside with their guns. Listen, man, you can see clear as day what's going on.
Could this also be an introductory to martial law? It just hit me. Get all blacks riled up and worked up to get out there and start something so they can bring in martial law. Why is it that they trying so hard to bring in martial law? What's going on? What's really hood? This dude came out of nowhere. All right? He came out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, he making noise. All of a sudden, he making noise. What's really going on? Why is it that he's trying to get black people worked up? Like I said, what's happening in the dark's gonna come to light. And I just feel it in the air. So a lot of y'all better guard your grill and knuckle up.
Black people are so tired, we don't care about nothing anymore. Most black people don't even care about their wife and kids. The women don't care about the men. The men don't care about the woman. The woman don't even care about the kids. But they trying to get us outside. Put it in the comment section. They trying to get us to go outside in an uproar and fight for border jumpers. Some of them are neighbors.
And even when you look at the Black Party, they helped out other races. Okay, somebody just missed that, right? They helped out other races. They got along with other races. Let's highlight that. It wouldn't surprise me if the Democratic Party has a hand in this. See, I'm throwing out certain things as we go along for a reason. Having y'all think, like, damn, you know what? I didn't think about that. But that would make sense. You see, I didn't realize that. But wait a minute, let me connect the dots. You do have black men and women out there that love to do research and that are doing their research and just calling this thing out. I'm not going to sit up there you know, whatever the brother's name is, Birdsong. I'm not going to throw flame and throw shade on him, but I am going to say this. He's here for a reason. The man on the other side of Hassan Campbell, he's here for a reason. What's the reason? That's the thing that we're going to see. We're going to find out real quick.
We're not even fighting for our rights and our reparations. And they like trying to get a rouse out of us. And that's what they're using this fake Black Panther to do, to get a rouse out of us and act like he's standing up. And don't get me wrong, I don't knock anybody that's standing up for somebody that's being snatched and thrown into a moving vehicle. But what I'm telling y'all, something just ain't, something is not right.
Walter Jr., the second born, known to everyone as Sonny Man. Sonny Man started taking his little brother to school and teaching him how to fight back when he was picked on. By elementary school, Newton had the fastest hands on the block, he recalled. He became champion of the pretend prize fights that black boys staged on Oakland street corners, boxing with towel-wrapped hands while winos placed nickel bets, and rewarded the last one standing with a box of Cracker Jack. In his father, Newton had the rare example of a black man of his generation willing to stand up to whites in the South. Walter Jr. was also a hustler, a pool shark, gambler, petty thief, and ladies' man who took the lesson from his father's struggles that honest work was a sucker's game. By the end of junior high, Newton began to take after Sonny Man in that respect too. He joined a dice-playing, parking, meter-cracking gang called the Brotherhood, and at age 14 spent a month in juvenile hall after an arrest for carrying a gun. Because of his struggles with reading, however, Newton scored only a 78 on a Stanford-Binet IQ test, the intelligence exam schools use to track students. He was placed in slow classes whose teachers made no effort to relate coursework to the lives of inner-city teenagers. My high school diploma was a farce, Newton recalled.
Now, how many of individuals know someone or they've experienced that themselves? Had a good IQ, were smart, creative, but yet you were put on a slow class. And you had a teacher that took pride in dumbing you down. I'm gonna let that marinate.
When my friends and I graduated, we were ill-equipped to function in society, except at the bottom, even though the system said we were educated. Fortunately, Newton had another older brother who exerted a more
keeping you at a lower grade level, dumbing you down, not teaching you about your own heritage. Okay, long as you don't know who you are, as long as you stay down here, it's good. The moment you begin to know who you are and you are elevated, it's a problem. Okay, all right.
Positive influence. Melvin Newton was the second youngest child in the family, 4 years older than Huey and the most studious. It was Melvin who introduced Huey to poetry and taught him hypnosis, a skill that Huey used to impress his friends by putting them into trances and making them bark like dogs. When Melvin graduated from high school, he continued to live at home while enrolling at Oakland City College. In high school, a guidance counselor informed Huey that he wasn't college material, but watching Melvin pore over his philosophy and sociology books gave Huey other ideas. If he wanted to follow his brother's footsteps, Huey realized he would need to learn how to read properly. So one day, he borrowed Melvin's copy of Plato's Republic and a dictionary. For several months, Huey spent hours each day, slowly making his way through the dense text. He looked up words in the dictionary, sounded them out, then pieced together sentences and trained himself to scan paragraphs. Finally, like the prisoner freed from the cave in Plato's allegory, he was able to grasp the meaning of what had once looked like only shadows on a page. In August 1970, Roy Wilkins, the sexagenarian leader of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, used his syndicated column to criticize Huey P. Newton for urging the formation of an all-MAC fighting unit to assist the Vietnamese National Liberation Front. Wilkins saw Black Power militancy as cynical and misguided. The Viet Cong may be hurting, Wilkins wrote, but nothing like the hurting of John Q. Black American. Of course, Huey knows about this suffering. It was,
like I said, giving you some history. Have you experienced this growing up when you was in school? Or do you know someone that experienced the same thing? Let's continue on.
Shall we begin?
All power to the people. I'm Chairman Paul from the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. So a lot of people have been tagging me and sending me this video of this young man with his shirt off, disrespecting us, talking crazy about us on the internet. And I guess I'm supposed to respond to it. But the reality of the matter is that I'm out here confronting the police in the hood every single day, right? Just like when I was at 40th and Fairmount in the Bottoms in West Philly, confronting.
That's one thing I do give him. I'm sorry, I gotta give credit where credit is due. He out there, frontlining. What the FBA's doing? Nothing. FBAs can't even come with a damn solution. All they doing is internet barking. While this man is out there on the front line, he out there. Like I said, this could be spun in so many ways. This can be looked at. You can come at it from so many angles, but I will tell you this. Something's gonna happen real soon. And you really gonna find out who he is and why he here. Pay attention, people. Wake the fuck up.
The police for running that kid over and then that black kid over and then getting out and punching him and kicking him, right? Just like the week before, you know, when we were confronting the pigs over here on Broad and Diamond, you know, or not too long ago where the pigs hopped out and choked one of the brothers. So I chased the pig down at 20th and Susquehanna. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm constantly in the hood confronting the pigs and the police officers. Black Panther Party headquarters is 2123 Gratz in the hood, you know? So, you know, it's not really, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna insult the young brother because obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about. Obviously he didn't see the videos of me and the Elder Panthers. Obviously he doesn't know that every single week we take care of one of the Elder Panthers, the originals, you know, the ones that teach us and learn and show us the way, and the ones that are our leadership, you know, like Clarence Peterson or Aaron Dixon or Elmer Dixon or Rashad Birdsong or Billy Che Brooks, you know, all these original Black Panthers who are our leaders, who are our elders, who are our mentors, you know. So, you know, we didn't just get up one day and decide to call ourselves the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense.
Yeah, but one day we woke up and your ass appeared on my damn screen. One day I woke up. Your name is all on the fucking internet. Don't get me wrong. FBAs is talking mad shit about you, but they're making you look good. Because the more bad that they speak on you, it makes you look good. You getting all this attraction. You making all this, you making loud noises. Loud noises. That's a red flag. Maybe others are not gonna catch it, but I catch it. You making a lot of loud noise. Something's gonna happen real soon. And many are gonna find out, like, something's gonna happen real soon and you're gonna reveal yourself. You're gonna really reveal why you're here. Watch what I tell you.
Aaron Dixon gave us permission to be the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We need to just start wearing their emblem The guy who created the Black Panther Party emblem, Emory Douglas, gave us permission to wear that. We earned the permission to wear that by risking our lives on a regular basis, going up against the slave catchers, what you call police. You know, we earn that because every day where we're at right now, headquarters is open where people could come and get food for their family and clothing for their children every single day. You know what I'm saying? So you should probably do some research. My name is Paul Birdsong. You can Google me. I done fought the National Guard. I done fought the Ku Klux Klan. I done fought the sheriff, SWAT, and I'm still here because I haven't lost yet. You know why? People power, black power. You know what I'm saying?
The resentment over this treatment that led, at least in part, to the founding of the Black Panthers. But Huey, for all his talents, is also a revolutionary. And when he emerged from prison a month earlier, Newton addressed his supporters from atop the hood of a car. Wanting to bask in his newfound freedom, Newton took off his shirt, revealing a taut frame, the reward of a punishing jailhouse regimen of push-ups. Young and defiant, he was the physical embodiment of the new militancy that contrasted sharply with Wilkins's graying demeanor and bourgeois comportment. And yet, in contrast to the popular image of the fiery Black Power orator, Newton was charming but soft-spoken, and his public speeches were delivered in a nasal, breathless tone and a more deliberative manner than the soaring rhetoric of his contemporaries like Eldridge Cleaver and Stokely Carmichael. In his response to Wilkins's accusation of misplaced priorities, Newton defended the party's domestic survival programs, free breakfast for school children.
Like I said, he defended those programs. And for those programs to do as well as they did, man, you got to bring that back. Got to bring that back because there's struggling families out there. There's struggling households out there. You got kids that are homeless that are in their teens out there in the street.
Children, free health clinics and sickle cell anemia screenings, free clothing and shoes, loans to welfare mothers, and bus trips for the families of prison inmates. Newton charged that Wilkins's criticisms reflected his obvious class interests and identification with the ruling circle, and belied his commitment to a reactionary internationalism, namely his support for Israel. Black people in America have long been affected in a negative way by America's war of imperialism, Newton wrote. We are internationalists because our struggle must proceed on many fronts. While we feed and clothe the poor at home, we must meet and attack the oppressor wherever he may be found. Newton's withering critique of Wilkins's ideological capitulation and hypocrisy came at the height of the Panthers' popularity. In a few
ICE runs into communities and brutalizes black women and children every single day, you know? And the Black Panther Party is not a nationalist group, we're an internationalist group. We deal with people, any type of oppressed people, anywhere, we fight for them. You know what I'm saying? So if a person is oppressed, which, you know, these immigrants are, you know, then we stand up for them. You know, you want to talk about immigrants, let's talk about the white immigrants that came to this land and took this land, the ones that are sicking ice on everybody right now. You know, I think you brothers and sisters should do some reading, some educating of yourselves, you know. I'm not going to insult you back. That's beneath me, you know. But if ever you're hungry, if ever you need some clothes, if ever you got to go to court and you need somebody to advocate for you, if ever the police get to whooping your ass and you need somebody to help you, I got you. All power to the people.
See, this is deep. This is very deep, because here you got a brother. Nobody knows where this brother came from. I'm always going to keep it 100 with y'all. He has the swag of FBI. His energy, his aura, his wordplay. He has the energy, he has the aura, he has the wordplay.
I wonder, is that a badge, an FBI badge up under his shirt? Okay. See, I'm catching things. I'm very observing from his stance, his body posture. I pay attention. And having law enforcement training, these are things that we were taught how to read people. Let's continue. Like I said, certain things I'm saying for a reason. Is that a badge up under his shirt? Okay. Do I need to go back? Let's go back. Let's go back. That looked like a badge.
You need somebody to help you?
That looked like a badge.
I got you. All power to the people.
Okay.
Trying to sound like back in the days. This ain't back in the days. You're not that old, so for you to be trying to sound like how they sound back in the days when we living in the future, it's rubbing me the wrong way.
Back in the days. How was they talking back in the days?
Few short years, the Black Panther Party had grown from a local organization created to confront police brutality on the streets of Oakland and Richmond, California, to, as Students for a Democratic Society put it, the vanguard of the Black Revolution, and, in the eyes of Federal Bureau of Investigation Director and arch anti-communist J. Edgar Hoover, the greatest threat to the internal security of the country. If the Black Panther Party was the most iconic organization of the Black Power era, Newton was easily its most popular, recognizable figure. The early propaganda photo of Newton seated on a wicker throne with a carbine rifle in one hand and a spear in the other captured the spirit of the age and continues to haunt popular memory and lore of the 1960s, decades after he was gunned down at only 47 years of age.
The way he carry his guns is rubbing me the wrong way. Nigga, I'm from the streets. You're illegal. There's no reason to look stupid. He looks stupid. He looks stupid. And he looks like he's trying too hard. But this is what I'm going to say, right, in this situation. The brother said, if you're hungry, we'll feed you. If you're hungry and he indeed got food, go get it from him. The brother said that if you're going through something in court, he'll help you out. If you're going through something in court and he can help you, take his help. There's no wrong in that. What I'm telling you as a people, right, some of us, right, are done with marching. We're never marching again. So all that marching and running outside, standing outside and getting tear gassed by ICE or any other agency, I'm totally against that. I know that in today's time, those weapons that was used overseas in Argentina, where they said they had weapons where dudes was vomiting and blood coming out of their eyes, they created that in America for riots and protests. They haven't used it yet, but this is it right here. So,
but also to start martial law. See, as you begin to look into things and begin to connect the dots, it's like, wait a minute, what wasn't making sense now is starting to make sense. How is it that this brother here, Paul Birdsing, came out of nowhere and shaking the internet up? Think about it. Want every black man and black woman to get all worked up and riled up. Why? And I guarantee you, the Democrats are somewhere lurking. Watch what I tell you.
So all that rioting and protesting, I'm not even with that. On top of the fact that I'm going to say this, right? As black people in America, we are not on the same page. Some of y'all Democrats, some of y'all Republicans. The rest of us is rebels without a cause. We ain't going with neither party. There's some of y'all that y'all part of this new conscious community, right? See, we got black people that's waking up and we realize that we're not from Africa, right? And you have a group of people that put a title on that called the FBA, right? You have some of us rebels without a cause.
This brother here, Paul Birdsing, I bet you that's not even his real first and last name. But him and Tariq Nasheed have the same look. They both look sneaky. They both look very suspicious. And we already know Tariq Nasheed's an agent. And if in fact, Brother Paul is an agent, it's going to show. If he is not an agent, it's going to show.
Us dudes that's not with none of that, yes, we are FBA, but we're not FBA. Because once you start creating these words and stuff like that, they fall up under CIA and FBI, and that's how we feel. So some of us, yes, we are very conscious, but we don't like that conscious community. We conscious street niggas. We conscious working people, but we are we already seen what the conscious community is capable of. That's why it was destroyed. You feel where I'm coming from? There's a lot of master manipulators. There's a lot of CIA going on. There's a lot of FBI going on when it comes to the conscious community. This is why we having this conversation, and so many people don't trust this brother coming from the Black Panther Party. Now,
and that's why it's easy for them to manipulate a large number of black women and use a black woman against black man. Okay. Maybe it's just me. But again, look at how, look at what, when.
Now he says that he's taking care of one of the actual Panthers that allowed him to do this, and that's cool. The whole key to it is that when people are vulnerable and you have to take care of them, they make poor judgments. On top of the fact that anybody from the Black Panther Party at this point in time, 9 times out of 10, them niggas is going through dementia. They're going through, they can't even formulate their thoughts anymore.
I agree.
During a drug dispute in 1989. Like the broader movement he gave birth to, Newton's life was at various turns inspirational and tragic. Following his release, Newton struggled to integrate back into party life. The international campaign to win his freedom had made Newton a powerful. He succumbed to personal acts of brutality and self-destruction. Newton's political formation came amid the new nationalist militancy of the early 1960s. But the primary period examined here is a very brief historical window, a mere 6 years, from the establishment of the party in 1966 to Newton's pronouncement in 1972 that the party was putting down the gun and finding ways to work within the American system. This time frame also corresponds to the birth of Black Power as a political slogan and the concept.
Been through too much. So it's easy to infiltrate through somebody that's old and weak. I'm not saying that this brother is an imposter. I don't know you. It's like when you watch New Jack City, right? With Nino Brown. He told Ice-T, homeboy, I don't know you like that. And he should have followed his first instincts because he smelled like a cop. I knew that nigga from somewhere. He was police. Point blank, period. Yes, we are living at a time that we need to organize and get ourselves together as a people.
We also living in a time where black women need to stop banging on black men. Black men need to stand up and fight for something and stand for everything. Black women, you need to stand up and stand by your man. Get out of this brainwashed mindset. Excuse me. Get out of that. Be that loving black woman, that loving black supportive woman. So what, we in 2026? Guess what? If you don't get your head out your ass, it's going to be worse. You got to understand, a large number of women, black women, were brainwashed, was sold a dream, sold a lie. You believe the lie. Now, the other half of the black women that do get it, they do understand, that have not been sold the lie, that walk against all of that. Look where they at. They're somewhere being a good wife, a supporting wife, a loving wife, mother. They're not there in the streets. They're not promiscuous. Like for real, for real. Black men and women, it's time to wake up. Wake your ass up.
But how did Jadakiss say? You think you Scarface, but you ain't see the end of the movie? We saw how it ended with the Black Panther Party and how they was treated by the muscle of America, right? So why would you go out there to the world and announce yourself where your base is at, where to come find you at, and all the rest of that? Why? We are in the era of 2026, the new Underground Railroad, where we move in silent. Everybody ain't supposed to know your next move and your every move.
No, they not. That's why I said move quietly and strategically. My man and them, Paul, he talking too loud. He talking way too loud. Don't get me wrong. He's saying the right things at the wrong time, in front of the wrong people, to try to get a reaction. You're going to fuck around and get a reaction, all right. Keep talking. The best thing to do, don't talk. Just do.
When you got an army and a new military called ICE, that's actually running down, going door to door now. So what's going to happen when they come knocking at this nigga door? He going to use all them guns he got in his pocket? Or he going to lead more people to the slaughterhouse? Because the reality of it is, going in that direction, you absolutely can't win. The only way black people can stand a chance in this world, including America today, is to get your finances right.
Get your finances right. Get your household and your affairs in order.
Consolidation of radical and moderate forces around black ethnic politics at the 1972 National Black Political Convention held in Gary, Indiana. The year 1972 also marked a critical turning point in the Cold War, with Nixon embarking on a diplomatic visit to Mao Zedong's China, beginning the process of normalization between the two nations and foreshadowing the turn to liberal economic reform under Deng Xiaoping. After returning to the United States from his visit to China, Newton was tried for a variety of violent offenses, such as assault and multiple murders. These charges resulted in him fleeing to Havana, Cuba, to escape prosecution for 3 years. Upon his return, he stood trials for one more assault and murder and was acquitted of both charges. In 1972, Newton, using intercommunalist theory, predicted the fall of the Soviet Union. 1972, while traditional Marxists ridiculed Newton's ideas, the Soviet Union shuttered its doors on Dec 26, 1991, 2 years after Newton's ignoble death on a street corner by a crack dealer. But the major reason why the Panthers fell apart was due to factionalism, with later...
Do your history, people. It's time to wake up. It's your boy, Big Truck. I'm going to have my man and them take us home. Let's go.
By the way, Vanglorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green at the crossroad with the key